There are lots of great reasons to bike. It's good for your health, it's good for the environment, it's good for your community. The city of Topeka is working to make bike riding easier and safer for everyone. A big part of that job is educating both riders and drivers on the rules of the road. In Kansas, people riding bicycles have the same rights and responsibilities as people driving cars. For example, bicycles should ride in the rightmost part of the roadway with the flow of car traffic. Bike riders must obey traffic signals the same way as drivers, and both cars and bikes should always yield to pedestrians. Of course, there are some key differences between riding a bike and driving a car. Both riders and drivers need to be aware of and accommodate each other. The question is often asked, why don't cyclists ride on the shoulder or sidewalk instead of the roadway? It's actually much safer for everyone when cyclists ride on the road. Riding on the shoulder or sidewalk poses many risks. Shoulders are often littered and uneven. Obstacles like storm drains can cause a rider to fall or worse, abruptly veer into traffic. Riding on sidewalks is also discouraged both for the safety of pedestrians and riders. One example of the dangers of riding on sidewalks is a cyclist approaching a crosswalk. A driver making a right-hand turn at the intersection might collide with the cyclist who rapidly approached from outside the driver's peripheral vision. In some areas, it may be appropriate for a cyclist to take the lane. Taking the lane means that the rider occupies the whole lane and ensures that they are visible to drivers. Bicycles are slower than most motor vehicles, so bicycle riders should generally keep to the right third of the lane to stay visible to drivers, but give drivers the opportunity to pass on their left. According to Kansas law, drivers should keep at least 3 feet of distance between their vehicle and the rider when passing. They shouldn't move back into the lane until well past the rider. While all this may sound a little complicated, the city is working to make things easier by designating roads with signage and road markings in some key areas. Roads with bicycle-friendly design are identified by these prominent blue signs. A solid white line with this symbol designates a lane reserved for cyclists. Cars should not cross into these lanes and also should avoid parking there. Care should be taken to avoid confusing markings for a bike lane with those for a parking lane. Both feature a solid white line, but the parking lane lacks the bike symbol. This symbol designates what's called a share row. Share rows are not dedicated bike lanes, but part of the road that both cars and bikes may travel. Share rows also help bike riders avoid riding in part of the lane that could be abruptly blocked by an opening car door. The most important part of safe biking is communication. All road users should make eye contact and use signals to communicate their intentions. This way, drivers and riders respect each other's space and avoid frustration and accidents. For more on safely biking in Topeka, go to biketopeka.com or check out the Planning Department's Bikeways information page at topeka.org.